Hi, everyone, and welcome to the All South Support Local podcast. Today in studio, we have Warren. So Warren's been here before, and Warren's a friend, but we wanted to have Warren back just to talk about actually a few different things happening with Warren and just in general. You know what I mean? So I know upcoming this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, is the Hawaii... What is it called? Hawaii Tattoo Expo?
Yeah, Pacific Ink Art Expo.
Yes, and it's been around. It's huge. So I'm going to have you talk about it because you're the MC.
Yeah, so I MC the event. I've been the MC of this event for quite a while. It's been a 4-year hiatus because of COVID. COVID really messed up that program. We finally get to come back. This expo is probably one of the biggest ones in the world. We have over 400 artists coming from all over the world.
Wow.
Along with a lot of local vendors. Things have changed up just a tiny bit, opposed to what it used to be. It used to be the Blaisdell supplied all the food and beverages and all that kind of stuff. We've now partnered up with a food and beverage company outside of the Blaisdell in order for us to bring in our own food vendors and our own beverage vendors as well. So there's food, there's drinks, there's a keiki area, a supervised keiki area. So this is a family-friendly, extremely family-friendly event where you can bring your kids. All kids under 12 get in for free. You can get a 3-day pass for all Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for $75.
Oh, really?
It's a really, really good deal. And that's what I would suggest everybody do is spend the $75. If you're going to come down and if you're going to get tattooed during the expo, the cost of your entry gets put towards the tattoo that you're getting,
so
no matter who the artist is.
If someone wants to, like, they're walking around and someone wants to get a tattoo, they can just do it right there, right? If that vendor has
they have an opening, yes. Right? Yeah. Okay. So if you have a certain artist that you're interested in, if you go on to the Pacific Ink Art Expo's website, you can see the artist. You can see whether or not they're booked or not. There's going to be a ton of artists there that aren't fully booked yet, and they're going to be just basically freestyling and doing a lot of hand-drawn stuff. There's going to be availability for you to get in and get tattooed, for sure. But a lot of the tattoo artists that come have already been booked out almost a year.
Wow. Especially because they haven't been around for...
And not only that, but they're world-famous tattoo artists. I mean, I'm talking people from Spain, Portugal, France, freaking Indonesia, Japan, Philippines... my favorite part of the whole tattoo expo, aside from being the MC, is the booth or the hut where we have all the cultural practitioners there, the original tattoo guys, like
old school,
like Suluape, Ricky Boy, like the real tattoo.
Yeah.
And that's a really interesting thing to watch. And all 3 days they have somebody that's super, super rad. And it's like something that you go to and you watch it and it's chicken skin moment.
Right.
Because that's where it all started. That's where it all came from. These indigenous people that were doing tattoo long before, civilization even knew what the hell it was, are there and they're still perpetuating the culture. Right? Yeah, the same technique over a sharpened bone. I want to go just to see that. It's rad. It's super, super, super rad. So, like I said, there's more than 400 artists there. It's a 3-day event, August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Tickets are very, priced very, very reasonably, I think, especially for the 3-day pass. And then,
it's like $25 a day.
Touching back on the keiki zone. So family friendly, the keiki zone's a big area that's supervised by certified childcare providers with all kinds of stuff, face painting going on, art, bouncy house, and all that kind of stuff. So you can take your child and you can leave them in there and they get a band and they get supervised. And you can go walk around the tattoo expo or get your tattoo or get food or whatever the case may be. And your child is safe there. It's an extremely safe zone. It's been there before. The last one that we did 4 years ago was like that. And it was incredible to watch all these young kids go in and be shown how to do art.
Just having fun.
Just rolls of paper with ink, and ink, and they just go to town. And the kids and then they're meeting kids that are within their age group or their peer group. And they're learning how to communicate with each other in person.
Facts.
In person.
That's key.
Not
in
this
person.
TikTok or Instagram. Oh, I know so and so. So this is the one thing that I would do about touch on that. So my kids, my older kids, they have social media. And then my 12-year-old, 13-year-old, he get social media and he knows all these people. I know. I have
all these friends.
But you don't know them.
You don't know.
You know who they are. And you know of them, but you don't know them until you get to know them. So pay attention to that, y'all. You folks out there, make sure you pay attention to. There's a huge difference between knowing somebody and knowing who somebody is.
Right.
And this is something that I explain to my kids too.
You have to remind them of that though, because they get so caught up.
I do. And then I says, you think you know them, but you don't know them. You haven't personally made
what they show you.
Connection. Yeah. You only know what you see.
Correct.
You don't know what goes on behind the scenes. So you just don't know for sure. You have an idea, but you don't know. So I always try to tell my kids and reiterate that what you see online and who you know online is not the same as what you see and who you know in person.
Right.
Huge difference. You got to be able to separate the two and understand that there is a difference between the two.
Okay. So I have a question. You being an MC and being involved with the Tattoo Expo, have you ever gotten tattooed there?
Oh, yeah.
What's the last?
Yeah. So I got this Play Hard tattoo right there on my wrist done by my buddy McPherson. And he is Sundance Tattoo in Waianae. He'll be there. Go give him a checkout. I just happened to get tattooed by him while I was emceeing.
Oh, really?
Buddy, you got time real quick? He goes, yeah, I was going to do your knuckles. And I says, I don't want to do my knuckles today. I got something else in mind. I want to do my wrist. I want to do the Play Hard on my knuckles, right? Or not on my knuckles, but on my wrist. So we sat down and we ripped this thing out in about 20 minutes. Well, I had the mic in my hand and all that kind of stuff. So I was emceeing and I was like, hey, I'm down at Sundance. I'm getting tattooed right now by Bud McPherson. So come down and check him out. My thing too is, I like to be able to support the local small guys, basically.
Right.
Like my buddy Mike, Big Island Mike Castillo just opened up Seaside Tattoo on Seaside in Waikiki. He's a phenomenal tattoo artist. He's involved with the BMX scene.
Waikiki?
Yeah. Wow. So he's a great tattoo, great human, just all around great human being altogether. Local boy too, like I would say local. He's not from Hawaii, but he's been here long enough for him to be. Right. He's Big Island Mike. Everybody knows who Big Island Mike is, kind of. And then he's got so much shit going on. He's Warren approved. Yeah, he's got so much shit going on, but he's a supporter of everybody.
That's cool.
And this is why I want to make sure everybody out there understands why I'm here in the first place. And it's not about me promoting my business or myself. It's about supporting you guys and the people that you support. The always support local thing. As soon as you guys brought that up to me, and I was like, fuck.
That's it.
I was like, that's how, but because everybody gets stuck in this competition thing where competition is good for business.
Correct.
And it doesn't have to be nasty. And it doesn't have to be negative. It has to be, it can be very positive. Yeah. Just pushing each other to be better and supporting one another in that competition. I think it's extremely important. And it's extremely important for us to support small business, especially in a state that is very small business unfriendly.
Correct. 100%.
This state is absolutely unfriendly to small business.
Right.
And for people like you guys to come out and publicly support small business and go out and do what you guys do, because I follow you and I watch what you guys do. And I suggest everybody follow always support local, because the premise and what you guys are doing and promoting is key to small business and to people to pay attention to. Because
because yes, there's enough business for all of us. We live on an island, you know what I mean? And it's not a competition. I want you to be successful. And if I can assist you or help you in any way, that's what I want to do.
Absolutely.
Like I'm not wanting you to fail. That's botchy. That's bad karma.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And then that's what it does, is that karmic.
Like truly, I want you to be successful.
That karmic intuition that you have with that is stellar too. For me, I'm a tile guy. I'm in the pool building and rebuilding business along with high-end tile stone installation. And I give up a lot of work to other people in my industry that I know will do good work and stand behind my referral, because either I'm too busy or I just want them to succeed too. And so there's not very many guys in my line of work that are like that. There's a handful of them out there, but I'm also the guy that wants to feed everybody. I try to feed everybody work.
Because I think with that, you know what I mean? At your level, you can give the other business who may not have that opportunity, but through you, you know what I mean? It's oh, wow. They respect your work. They're like, oh, he's a stand-up guy. He must see something or trust me enough to take care of this client. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because referral is a reflection on you.
Yeah. And then that's where I'm real careful with that. You got to be picky. Because it's happened before where I've referred somebody who I felt was good and did good work, but they just didn't vibe with the client I referred them to. And things didn't work out. Yeah. You can't make everybody happy.
Correct.
But so I'm extremely careful about who I refer. And I always reiterate to the people that I refer, make sure you don't make me look bad.
Right.
because I'm giving you the opportunity to do a job that I could be on,
right.
but I want you to eat too.
Right.
I want your kids to have good clothes. I want you guys to be able to afford your rent or your mortgage or whatever the case may be. And I want you to build your business and get more clients. The only way to do that is and that's it. You know? Making sure everybody got an opportunity. And I think that a lot of people in business in general start to get standoffish and super competitive and like, talk bad about other people and how bad their work is and all that kind of stuff. I always try to...
Because here's the thing with when I talk to other business people and like, for example, Dana has her gym, like her Hawaii Athletic Club. And there's where she's at, there's a gym right down the street. And we've talked about this with her. It's her gym is, you know, it's small and it's a niche and she has her own clientele.
Right.
And the thing is, the people that are there, it's a good fit for them.
Right.
And if the client doesn't feel it's a good fit, it's like she will refer you down the street.
Right.
And maybe that's a good fit for you. You know what I mean? Right. So it was cool because she had that same mentality. The people you're in business with, they both have to be a good fit, both parts, for the client and the business person. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And everybody's got a different personality and way about doing business. Right. So I think that that's the only way. And speaking of the gym thing, I got my buddy Ryan, who's a tile guy, who we met. I did this video about 10 years ago about hard work and you know, teaching your kids how to learn a trade and not be so much on the computer, but also just to have the work ethic, regardless of whether or not they're doing technology or not. The ethic has to be, the work ethic has to be there. I met this guy, Ryan Quinto, and he's a tile guy. He messaged me about the video. Thank you so much. It's what I'm trying to teach my kids. Wow. The video went viral. It was wild. I've never had a response.
This was 10 years ago.
Yeah. I've never had a response even since then about a video that I've done. Cause I do a lot of lives and I do a lot of, self-promotion, but also promotion of other people. Right. So Ryan, we talked to each other. We never met each other. We went to a Naga grappling competition where his oldest son was there and my oldest son was there. And I saw him and I recognized him. I was like, hey, what's up, Ryan?
Didn't know.
No. And I was like, hey, what's up, Ryan? And he's like, oh, what's up, Warren? Oh, like we knew each other. And this is due to technology. And just
so it can be good.
But us having a similar point of view. Right. And we came from the same industry. Connected. So this is what's happened before too, is he called me in to do a job with him. I called him in to do a job with me. We're collaborating now. Right. And we're helping each other grow. And then the people he worked with see me and they go, oh, maybe he can help out too. And I see them, or maybe I can help out too.
Hawaii is about the people.
It really is.
It's about the people.
And we're in such a small area. And it's that whole, you know, the proverbial freaking snake chasing its tail, right? And then freaking eating itself to it freaking eats its own head. That's what happens to the people who talk shit or bad about other business.
You're not going to go
anywhere. They're involved with. Right. You're not going to go anywhere. You're going to chase yourself, and then it's going to just come back around and bite you in the ass. Right. So I do my very best to kind of step back from that. I see a lot of shit going on in my industry that I'm like, bro, really?
That's not point on.
I'm like, oh, bro, you know, like, really? Like,
can I make a suggestion? Have you thought of?
Yeah. You know what you should do?
You should do.
It's so funny. So everybody out there, don't ever tell me what I should do. Because you don't know me well enough on this point. So,
and if you do, don't do it.
Yeah. And I'm like, so I was told this by we talked about this earlier. I just want to touch on this as far as
it was a good conversation.
We all do this. We all have ideas. We all have a certain way of thought. And everybody that you know that has an idea or has a business that you think about and have an idea about, what do? We go up and we tell them, hey, you know what you should do?
And that's just automatic though.
Yeah. Right. So I've been guilty of many times. So I did a video about this on Facebook a few days ago. I got a buddy named Steve, owns a store. And then I go into his store and I'm thinking about, wow, man, there's good. I got good ideas about this. Steve, you know what I need to do is just shut the fuck up.
Stop telling people what to do.
I don't need to tell you what to do. This is your business. But, so I catch myself and I stop because I get it all the time too. Oh, you know what you should do? And I'm automatically like,
defensive.
Yeah. So I was told by Greg, he's the co-owner of the Pacific Ink Art Expo. We had a dinner the other night and he came at the approach, hey, have you ever thought about? And I was like, brah, that is the way to approach the what you should do thing. Right. I'm not telling you what you should do. I'm just giving you an avenue to open your mind to thinking. Right. Have you ever thought of, opposed to, you know what you should do? Holy shit.
Because no one wants to be told what to do, especially as a grown person. That's like, this is my business.
Yeah.
Who are you? Right.
Yeah. So I've learned that.
Right.
And this is my thing. I'm 52 years old. I'm still on a quest for knowledge. I need to learn some things. You know what I mean?
That should never go away.
And as soon as that goes away from me, I'm done.
Right. Something wrong with me.
Yeah. I cannot be there and be like, I know everything. And this is the same thing with my coaching.
Some people are like that though.
They are. A lot of people are like that. So I coach football as well too, right? I'm the head coach of the Kailua 12U Mustangs this year. And I got coaches that are on there and they're set in their ways and they understand this thing. But I got two guys that never coached football before. One of them's never even played football before, but they have ideas.
He's willing.
And guess the way that they come at me? Hey, you know what we should do? No, they don't do that.
No.
Hey, have you ever thought about doing this? Have you thought about doing that? And I'm like, oh, this is a sign from God or something about how I should be paying attention to how to approach people or how people should approach me.
Telling you something.
Yeah. So I had this, Matt's my assistant coach. He goes, hey, have you thought about, he's like, I've been thinking about this. Have you thought about that? And I'm like, bro, this is the exact way to approach that situation and how to have an open-minded discussion without becoming defensive right off the bat.
Because it gives people an opportunity to open your mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To hear what they have to say.
Hey, the first thing, when somebody asks me, have you thought about, what's the first thing I do?
Really, what?
I think.
What? It's like it opens up the mind.
Yeah.
Right.
And then when you come to me, you know what you should, now you like my dad telling me I should brush my teeth before I go to bed, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I know that already.
Stop telling me what to do. That's fact. I'm going to have to remember that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then, part of the reason why I'm here is obviously because of the Tattoo Expo coming up this weekend. And so I want to thank you guys, first of all, for having me on. It's important for me to support this local event. It's a local event. Right. It's owned by local people. There's two owners in this thing and they employ only local people in here.
Wow.
My wife is now the coordinator of the Miss PIAE bikini contest. She just got brought on because of her organizational skills and her personal,
Plus she's just
her
cool
personality. Yeah. And she's tattooed as well too. Nice. She's part of that. She understands the industry and whatnot. And then, this is something that's international, but local.
Right.
This is a local spot. We have it here and there's a lot of local people involved in the organization and the success of this company. That's an international event. People are coming from all over the world. But you got to
figure the international people that are coming here.
Yeah.
People will come here like, you can write it off. It's a business trip. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Even their followers, hey, you want to get tattooed in Hawaii?
Absolutely,
you know what I mean? They will follow you.
And then they're helping the tourism industry with being there. The Romer Waikiki, and then the other Romer hotel too. They partnered up with the expo to offer discounted rates, on their rooms.
That's nice.
Specifically because they came to Hawaii to be in the expo, which is really, really killer. All the Domino's in Hawaii are all individually owned.
Yes.
They're franchise, right? Yeah. So Domino's is also a sponsor for that too. Wow. And they're like a massive sponsor. Monster Energy drink, the rep for Monster Energy is a local boy.
Really?
Working really hard. And they are one of the best sponsors that any event can have.
Right.
I don't necessarily drink Monster, but I will.
Wow. You will that day.
Give me one. I'll drink that. I try not to drink too much of that stuff is basically what I'm getting at. But the brand itself, I'll support anybody who's supporting the local artists, the local events and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I'm here mainly. And then also to make sure that everybody out there understands in the print and design game, there's a company that's been around underground for quite a while and it's had another name before, but now it's Elevate, right? This company is something that you guys all got to pay attention to. Sublimation, shirt printing and all that kind of stuff. It's a company built on family morals. It's, a father and son team, a father teaching his son how to work and be successful in business and have a good, strong work ethic. Something that I firmly believe in my own business. So that's a company that I want everybody to understand. And you guys are affiliated, with that company.
Right. Yes, we are.
But you don't talk about it. And that says something to me. And it says something that you're more supportive of other people and helping other people come up and be a part of a movement, I want to say, rather than just selflessly promoting your own business.
Feels wrong.
That to me is commendable. I'm a full-blown advocate of shameless self-promotion because I do it all the time. But to be able to support other people and bring up other people that are even in your own industry, referring people out to stuff that you might not be able to handle or can't get to because you're too busy.
Right.
That's stuff that you guys do. And that, to me, as a small business owner and as a person, is commendable, extremely commendable. So I want to put the word out there to everybody that Elevate Printing Graphics is a company you guys need to pay attention to. Because shit's about to kick off.
Thanks, Warren. Because we get calls.
You guys will be successful.
We get calls, and if it's something that we can't do, because we're always upfront and honest. We're not trying to overprice. We just want to be fair.
Yeah.
But a lot of times where I take a call and they have all these questions. We can't do that right now, but check out ABC.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, really? They're surprised that I'm giving them a referral.
Right.
And they're saying, no, cannot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, imagine that. We live in a world where you promote a different company that's in the same industry that you're in, and people are surprised.
That's crazy though. They're really surprised. Oh, thank you so much. I'm like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
And people will say, oh, you know what? I'll keep you in mind for something else. I was like, cool. Talk to you later. But it's sad that they're surprised at that.
It's wild.
But I'm glad I got to do that.
Right.
To remind you that there are good people out there.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
I mean?
Absolutely. I think support is the key. And so I'm going to touch on this now real quick. Sorry, I got to look at my phone because this is something that's extremely about support. We have a tattoo artist that I know personally since high school. His name's Clay Decker. Mm-hmm. He's come across a medical condition that makes it so that he'll never be able to tattoo again. Oh, wow. His livelihood is completely destroyed. That's what he knows. It's what he's done. And he's a phenomenal tattoo artist. Like really good. All the Geiger tattoos and all this crazy machine, like crazy tattoos he does. Unbelievably talented. He's not able to do that. So the Pacific Ink Art Expo has printed custom complimentary tickets. You can redeem them at the NBC ticket office for one free admission. I want to bring this to everybody's attention. So I'm not looking at the camera. I'm reading off of a script right now, but I'm trying to figure out how to offer a free ticket here to allow one person to come to the Hawaii Tattoo Expo on Sunday. My thing is that if you can contact me personally in any way you see fit, if you can find my phone number, because I ain't giving it out to the public right now, but I have a social media account, 808 Family Man. You can check me out on Instagram. If you message me and you give me an idea of when you're going to be there, I'll buy your way in. I'll get you a free ticket to support Clay, because all the proceeds coming from this and the free ticket that we're going to be giving away is going to go straight to a fund for him to be able to figure out a way to do something. Because he's not looking for handouts. The guy's not looking for a free ride. He's not looking. He's just looking for an avenue to use
continue his craft,
continue being able to live in comfort and whatnot. And so the owners of the Tattoo Expo have set up an auction. And this is something you can check out while you're at the Tattoo Expo. Come check it out and make sure you get to be a part of the auction. The auction itself is going to have a whole bunch of stuff: tattoos, artwork, vendors, merchandise, and all that kind of stuff that they're going to be auctioning off in order to raise money to help Clay Decker out. And that's something that I'm almost going to get emotional. I'm sorry. I'm almost going to get emotional about it because I fucking believe in supporting people like 100%. And when I see somebody that's that fucking talented and that dedicated to his craft have something like that happen to him, and it's to no fault of his own. It's a health issue. We never know. Really. Which brings me to the always stay ready thing, bro. You have to stay ready, regardless of whether you're an athlete, whether you're a business owner, whether you're a parent, whether or not you're a child. Staying ready is a key aspect of life in general. We have to be ready for whatever the happens to come our way. Right. And this is something that was not foreseen, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
So to be that talented, to be that dedicated to your craft and have it all taken away is heartbreaking to me. And if I can do anything to help, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put the word out there. I'm going to offer my services. I'm going to offer any type of product that I can. Even if it's just me coming online and talking about you going and supporting an auction and buying something from the auction in order to help a fallen brother out. Right. I'm going to support that 100%. So, and I know you guys are supportive of that too as well. And that's why I'm here.
So I just thought of this. So what we're going to give 2 always support local shirts when you give your ticket.
Oh, awesome. Perfect.
Yeah. Just tell me the size.
Check me out.
Find him.
Give me your size.
Find Warren.
Find me. Look for me.
That's your
that shows me your interest in actually helping out too as well. I will buy the ticket for you, and it'll be I'll buy a 3-day pass for you. And then I'll give you a couple of shirts. Always support local shirts as well.
Right.
And then you never know. There might be a little something extra inside there. Once we get inside, maybe I'll buy you something from Whiskey Smoke, who's actually serving food over there. And I'll support you for supporting us and supporting Clay in his time of need. And just the fact that the owners of the expo are there, like instant. They're messages. The messages that I got going on in here is like, it's wild. And dude,
that's cool because it shows your character, and that's huge.
There's world famous tattoo artists in here right now. You know, there's like Kevin Reed. He owns almost every freaking tattoo shop, it seems like, in Hawaii. He's got his hands in it some way, and he's the one that was like, we need to help out. Wow. And then we got a couple of, I'm looking at this thing right here. I got, Lauren and Kabika and Mana and all these people that are, supportive of a situation like that. And it means a lot to me. And the reason why I got a little bit emotional about it is because I've known Clay for the better part of 30 some odd years. Wow. And I know his dedication to the craft. And unfortunately, I've never been tattooed by him. But my best friend's been tattooed by him. And everybody I know within my circle has been tattooed by him in the late 80s through the early 90s. And he's always been dedicated, and he's always been supportive of everybody else in the tattoo industry too as well. With making machines, with actually offering apprenticeships to young and up-and-coming artists.
Rare.
Which is super fucking rare.
That's rare.
They're really picky about what they're going to have. But Clay's opened his door and his skill and his knowledge to so many people. And I think that
says a lot about him as a person.
It'd be a really good idea for anybody who can to support and help this guy out, because I can't even imagine if something were to happen to me and I can't do what I do for a living anymore. Fortunately for me, I have a couple of avenues that I could take outside of just being a stone and tile guy. Being with entertainment and then knowledge outside of that with the restaurant business and all that kind of stuff. There's other things that I could do, but when you focused 40 some odd years of your life to a craft and you've become so well known at it and so good at it, that's what you are. And I'm sure he could do other things with his health condition outside of that. But his condition, I'm not going to just describe what his condition is online because it's a personal thing. I'm not, too privy to, but it's detrimental to his health and his inability to tattoo.
If he's got that passion, it's contagious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know the guy, but it sounds like people gravitate to that.
He's that kind of guy. He's the kind of guy that comes into a conversation and he's like, yeah, and everybody's like, yeah, you know what I mean? So he's got that kind of energy too. You know what I mean? That same type of energy I feel I have when we come into a room. We light up a room real quick because we're excited. Right. We're excited about life. You bring that energy. We're excited about learning. We're excited about life. We're excited about supporting each other. We're excited about just freaking being all together. Yeah. And I think that that's something the freaking world needs more of, man. Definitely. People like that, regardless of, what you're doing in your life work wise. And I just think that it's great to support. So, I'm not sure if we're running out of time and all that kind of stuff. I could talk story with these guys forever. They've got such great ideas. Business wise, they're so supportive of everybody outside of what they do for business and in their family life too. It's just that it's refreshing. It's really a breath of fresh air for me to be involved with you guys, to be able to come here for the second time and talk story with you and put something out, to have you guys support me.
Oh, always.
I say, Steven 100%. Knows, and I'll talk about this to people. People give me 1 inch and I'll bury bodies for you. That's a metaphor.
That, right. Not got to get a disclaimer on that one.
Metaphorically speaking, I would do anything for anybody that does anything for me, bro. Anything. I'm in your corner. 100%. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to stand up for you and I'm going to support you viciously, aggressively, wholeheartedly.
In a good way.
In an absolutely positive way, because that's what we need.
We need the world needs more of us.
We really do. We really do.
I know you mentioned about Stay Ready, so I wanted to just touch on that. So Stay Ready is actually a brainchild Stevens. And I know you guys have talked because you guys have similar mindset about stay ready. And it's not just athletics, because I know it has an association with, stay ready.
Yeah.
It's more of a mindset, like you mentioned, because you just have to stay ready pretty much for anything. So Warren's going to be our stay ready. What's the word I'm looking for?
Be like spokesperson.
Ambassador. Everything stay ready, because Warren is just like Warren and Stephen are very alike, where the mindset is you stay ready in life, in business, in athletics, you stay ready. You got to get the kids ready.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so the big thing is you just have to stay ready, and it's a positive mindset.
Yeah. And then basically you get ready, be ready, stay ready.
Correct.
In order to stay ready, you got to be ready. In order to be ready, you got to get ready. And that's kind of like my job as a father, as a coach, as a business owner, and a supporter of local business. I'm ready. I'm always ready. I'll be ready. I will stay ready. And the reason why I have that mindset is because there's no other way for me to think. There's so much stuff going on in our world with me coaching football, making sure my athletes get ready, make sure that they're ready, make sure that they stay ready, always refreshed. With my business, I have to be ready and I have to stay ready for whatever happens to come, whether it be a big boom in business or whether it be a decline in business. I have to have the mentality of being able to deal with whatever situation happens to get put in front of me, right? And then as a father, I want to teach my kids to be ready. And not just be ready, but to stay ready. So you can't be ready and then be like, I was ready. But now what?
So with staying ready, it's a mindset. You have to be conscious of it.
Absolutely.
Every day you wake up, like, you need to stay ready.
Right. So I have this magic number. I don't know if Steven's ever talked to me about this magic number, 1036, right? Which is really fun. This is one of my first addresses growing up, 1036.
Hey, that's not...
What's that? 1036?
Yeah. Part of it. Facts. Promise.
You gotta be fucking
hand to the universe. Wow. Yes. Promise.
That's something. So I'm an emotional guy. Like, and I get kind of thrown back because I believe that I'm not necessarily a religious person, but you cannot believe in
deny
God.
Stuff sometimes.
And the reason why I think this way is because of our existence. We're here right now. We're talking. We're here. We're existing.
Right.
In a place where mathematics is what I base everything on in reality, and it just doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. The fact that we're here and we're all here and we've been here, it doesn't add up mathematically. That's called divine intervention. That's called a miracle. The fact that we're here, it's a miracle. Shit like this. The magic number is 1036. It's been an address of mine. It's an address of yours. I don't know that.
No.
We don't know that.
No.
The magic number is 1036. 1,036 times you have to do something physically in order for your mind to subconsciously know what it is already and do it without thought, subconsciously. So
the magic number.
1036. And and I've preached this to all my kids growing up. My own children and all the kids that I've coached have come across with this 1036. Yeah. They understand the number and they understand the work ethic that comes behind that. We're at practice at 1,036 snaps. How long does it take for you to do that? One of my centers. Oh, that's a lot. I'm not even going to be able to snap the ball that many times this season. That's right. Nobody said you had to be perfect at it by the end of the season. It's just something you need to work towards.
1036.
So use that and then use that mentality and start taking count of how many times you snap the ball and then watch how good you get at 1037.
It'll become second nature.
You won't even know you did
natural.
It'll be automatic, subconsciously happening. Your muscle memory's there. You're doing it without thought.
So I know we're here talking about Stay Ready, but I want people to know how it came to you or in your space.
Yeah, so it came about by me doing live videos and then speaking about doing podcasts. This is something that's been that I've been asked for a few years, right? Since before pre-pandemic. I have a knack of being able to speak with people regardless of your background.
Right. You talk to anybody.
Or anything like, I can speak with anybody about any subject too, on top of that. But I was doing that live video and then Steven reached out to me and he's like, so what? You know how he is. So what? Right, you ready or what? I got all this stuff going on.
You pick up the phone.
He's like, I got all this stuff going on. And he's like, would you be interested in getting together with me and having this stay ready thing be? And I was like, dude, I'm all about it because what you just said to me, that's a firm belief in my mind already. And I know how you think. And he knows how I think too. And it comes from us this is what's fun. This comes from us being competitors against each other.
Right.
And then it became a mutual respect thing because it was everybody hate Coach Warren, bro. Because I come out with fucking attitude, bro. I'm coming out, bro. I'm coming hard. Attitude?
What?
Yeah, right? But I've always been respectful to people that I'm competitive with because I believe in a competitive nature. It's what makes us the best that we can be.
Right. Yeah, I was listening to Warren and I called him and done.
Yeah, and it was instant too.
I'm like, perfect.
It was instant. It was like
no questions asked.
Not at all, because I knew exactly where he was coming with that. And I'm interested in doing my own podcast. And if it needs to be the Stay Ready podcast, it could be that. I have a couple of other names that I have a really, really good name for my podcast, actually.
Really?
Which is, if you guys want me to share that, I will. But I'm also down with the Stay Ready thing. He's like, no, talk about that because just talk about Stay Ready.
Oh,
no.
Right. So I was going to say, don't say it yet.
No. So check this out. If they tried to steal it from me, I've got it on video.
Correct. Okay.
With a timestamp. Right. So I've also have it written down.
Oh, there you go.
So I did this with my albums, with my music, because I did poor man's copyright. I wrote.
You wrote it, signed it, dated it.
Stuck it in an envelope and mailed it to myself.
That works though.
It's legal. It's legally binding.
Correct.
I know that already.
Right. Oh.
I have the envelopes.
Wow.
Dated 1992.
Are you serious?
With my name, the album, the songs, everything on a piece of paper dated 1992.
Wow.
So you guys can't come with me. Oh, I got the name Misdemeanor in 1998.
No work.
Good luck with that, but
mine trumps yours.
That. So
literally.
Yeah, I'll save it.
You sure?
Yeah, I'll save it, but I'll save it for
You're going to have to come back next time and
actually, I'll share it. It's called the War and Peace Podcast.
Oh, I like that.
And I know you guys, anybody who is into literature or has any idea of literature knows what I'm alluding to with that.
I like that.
War and Peace is a novel. It's the biggest novel known
big ass novel
to literature.
Right.
The books like that did. My name is Warren, and what I want to do is give everybody a piece of my mind.
I like that.
So the War and Peace Podcast, right?
Huh.
And that's the me always staying ready.
Right.
With that. The fact that I was offered an opportunity to be a part of something I believe in instantly, I'm not going to hesitate on that because I think that it's a great thing. I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great brand. I think it'll look good on shirts and hats.
Oh, facts.
I think it'll look good. I think it'll sound good.
Right.
Coming from people's mouths about being ready in the fight game, in the sports game, in the business game, right. In just life in general. Right. You get up in the morning and
you do whatever. Right. But you have to figure out how do you get ready to stay ready. Every that looks different for everyone.
Is absolutely, and the freaking market is wide open.
Right.
It's wide open. Now, whether or not you can stay dedicated to it, disciplined enough to make sure that podcast or whatever event you're trying to do technologically is going to stay available to you is determined by how ready you are.
Correct.
And whether or not you can stay ready. Right. That's my firm belief in that. And I might be rambling on about that, ready. But honestly.
Hashtag 1036.
Oh, boom. And you guys trip on the number too. You're like, wait a minute, what? Wait, that's the number.
When you said that, I'm like, holy crap.
So when I was a kid, I was in 5th grade and we moved to Pro City. We're in Pro City and my address was 1036 Holy Place, which is right up the road from Holyola Housing. Right. And, I don't even know why I remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember my address.
I don't even know why I remember that, bro. Yeah, no, so I was saying, I don't know why I remember certain things. Yeah. I don't know why certain things that come to me knowledge-wise. Whether I read it at some point when I was young and I just happened to be, or whether or not there's an actual divine freaking entity involved in my life, making sure that that's in my brain already.
Could be.
It's really strange to me. And then all these things that happen to be happenstance or coincidence may not just be a coincidence. It may be part of the plan.
Everything happens for a reason.
I think so too. I believe that wholeheartedly.
Don't question it.
I really don't. And I've learned to do that recently. In the past 2 years, me personally have gone through so much growth spiritually and mentally. It's staggering to me. Like I almost can't even believe it. I'm like, oh man, I really grew the fuck up.
Right.
I really did. In the past 2 years, I have grown immensely as a man. It's things where I'm like, I wish I would have grown this much freaking 20 years ago.
You weren't ready 20 years ago. That wasn't
the time.
It wouldn't have been
It wasn't the time, and it wasn't the place, and now is the time, and now is the place. And the fact that I'm mature enough to understand and recognize it makes me so grateful that that's what I do. Is I live in the moment of gratitude consistently. I wake up every morning. God, thank you. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of this fucking wild journey. Shit's crazy, stressful. Right. You know, almost freaking, almost too much at times.
Correct.
But I am grateful for the struggle. There's a struggle there. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of the struggle and to be a part of all of the things that have been happening in the past couple of years of my life. Super huge shout out to a small local business on Kauai. You know, I own a house in Kapa'a, and I went over there to do some repairs for my rental and whatnot. I came across Shaka Burgers. Brah.
Oh, I've seen you post about
this. So this truck and this family, they're a small family, small business, and they're just trying to make it. They're great people, great family, hardworking, the best smash burger I've ever had in my life. Hands down. Anywhere I've ever been. They run the show on Kauai. So if you're on Kauai, please check out Shaka Burgers, bro. Those guys are super solid, really solid local family, and they support local business too as well. Cool. They shut down and they gave everybody an idea of where to go besides them. See? That says something about their business and them as people in general. Right. So Shaka Burgers, you guys.
Nice. Because I've seen you post about them. Like, when we go to Kauai, I want to stop there. I want to stop there.
You'll get blown. Right. You'll be blown away.
Because I'm always about meeting good people. You know what I mean?
And they're good people too, man.
Okay. Well, thank you, Warren, for stopping by. And it's always a pleasure to talk story with you. So be on the lookout for the Stay Ready podcast and Warren.
Yes.
That'll be coming soon. But remember,
always support local.
All right. We'll talk to you soon. Stay blessed.
Yee. I like that.